Okay, Watford have made the decision to sack Claudio Ranieri after only 4 months in charge. This is following on from a 3-0 defeat to Norwich. It seems if you lose to Norwich this season and you are a struggling team, you're going to sack the manager because Everton did it with Rafa Benitez. Um, yeah, that's 18 managers since 2012. That's 2 managers per season in 9 years since the Pozzo family took over at Vicarage Road. This is not sustainable. This is ridiculous levels of managerial turnover, and there's a reason why Watford have become a yo-yo club, and when they are in the Premier League, they have been struggling in recent seasons. Um, I don't know where to go from here with Watford. I think they're relegated. I don't think whoever comes in is going to have enough time to turn the situation around with limited time left in the transfer window. Um, I just don't think there's enough time to fix the problems that Watford have. And I mean, look, Claudio Ranieri is not a bad manager, and you could say, oh look, that win um, against Man United, the 4-1 victory that saw Solskjaer out the door at Man United was a high point under Claudio Ranieri, but the wins haven't been coming. The form is dreadful, and with Newcastle and Norwich winning at the weekend, that put added pressure on the situation. Obviously, Burnley have got a lot of games in hand, so while Burnley are rooted to the bottom of the table at this current point, those games in hand obviously will prove crucial. And the only other team around them that's really in free fall is Everton. And their form is not much better than Watford's, to be brutally honest. It is a very tight battle to escape relegation at the bottom of the table. Leeds are going to get dragged into it. I think it's going to be a real tough fight to survive. Some really big clubs could go down, I think. But on the Watford situation, 18 managers in 9 years, that's not sustainable. That's not a winning formula. Even Chelsea don't have that kind of managerial turnover. It's ridiculous. The question marks have to be asked of the ownership at Vicarage Road. I think fans can rightly question the direction the club is taking, but I can see them getting ready to relegate to the Championship. 2 managerial changes in a season. Crikey. If a club sacks 2 managers in a season, that's a general sign that they are going to get relegated. Just look at the history books. When a club has regular managerial changes, success is hard to come by, and stability is hard to come by. It's a mess, quite frankly. And Ranieri is not a bad manager. Let's be clear on that. He is not a bad manager. You don't win the Premier League by being a bad manager. You don't win silverware in other leagues by being a bad manager. But it's a chronic situation at Watford. I don't think any manager could solve the issues there. The managerial turnover, as I say, has been ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And questions have to be asked of the structures at the club, the owners, and the direction the club is taking. Because with just over a week left in the transfer market, and we're talking dead on a week, squad changes, adding players, there's not much time. And who's going to want to go into a situation which Watford are in to get them out of trouble? Which manager is going to risk their reputation going to this club now? Because that's a Premier League winning manager who's just got the sack from this club. And what manager worth his salt in the game is want to go into a dysfunctional club like Watford? Same with Everton, another dysfunctional club with a high managerial turnover. What manager is going to want to risk their reputation going to a club that is so badly run? Um, and I can see Everton joining Watford possibly in the Championship next season. So Watford are in serious trouble. They've sacked Ranieri, and I don't know where they go from here. So if you're a Watford fan, please leave your comments in the comments section below. I want to hear from you. If you're just a football fan in general, do you think the managerial turnover now and the crazy circus that football is becoming, do you think it's even less sustainable than what it was before? Because COVID has proved that the financial situation behind football and the structures behind football are just not fit for purpose. So I want to see football fans' responses to what's happened at Vicarage Road, but I don't know who gets put in place at Watford. But it turns out that if you lose to Norwich this season, you're very likely to lose your job, quite frankly. And this Watford side cost Solskjaer his job at Man United. So it's football works in mysterious ways. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts below, and I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.